Hello everybody, and today we are here with another board game review. Today we will be reviewing Exit, Dead Man on the Orient Express.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum friends, and we will be telling you why you should play Exit.
You don't know what it's like.
Exit, the game Dead Man on Orient Express. Now, Exit games, there are many Exit games available. These are kind of escape room games, escape room in a box. All you're required to do is solve some puzzles and try to escape. That's why the name Exit is there. Now, one of the unique things about the Exit series of games is that it has destroyable components. So actually, when you go through these puzzles, then you destroy these things to solve the puzzle. You will be writing on them, you will be cutting these cards, you will be poking holes in them.
Whether you like it or not, we're doing it.
Yeah, so these are then considered as one-time play only because once again, as soon as you have actually solved the puzzle, you're done. You already know how to solve it.
Yeah.
So you don't need to actually do it again. But the problem is that you cannot even give this game to someone else because you have already destroyed the required components, and now those specific puzzles will be already solved. So keep that in mind when you buy this game. So it's kind of a disposable game, but considering its cost, if you compare it as a family activity, compare it to the cost of going to, for example, cinema for the same amount of hours, then this is going to actually be much cheaper and give you a lot more to think about. I will not be able to show you today much of how to play the game because once again these are puzzles, and if I reveal any of these puzzles, it's going to actually spoil you. So I'm going to show you some of the contents of the game.
The main contents.
Yeah, and what the premises of this game is, because again you will be finding many Exit games. Most of them can be played in the same way, but the story or the setting of the game is different. One of the things that you will get to actually start with is a help manual, and using this manual, this is all you need to read to know how you're going to proceed. And it's not very difficult. It will give you the premises of the story as well. So in this case, you are one of the passengers who was going on the Orient Express from Paris to Istanbul or Constantinople in that time, and at that time someone was murdered on the Orient Express, a very famous story. But in this one, the actual detective, something fell on his head, and now he's unconscious as well, and he's missing. And now they have asked us to help. It can be played from 1 to 4 players. You can sit with your family and go through this game.
I want to play with my friends. Remember?
Yeah, you can play with your friends. You can sit all together and go through these puzzles. So how actually the puzzles do evolve is that once you have actually read the story, it will tell you which components you're going to start with. So for each Exit game, there are certain components which are always there.
Like that.
One is your puzzle deck, these riddles, and in this
Oh
game
my
you will
God.
start with one journal as well. So this is the journal of the detective that you found. So he
And this-
was taking notes. He was taking some notes before he went unconscious. So these notes are available to you. So they will help you in solving the riddles that come your way. So this will be the very first component that you will get to start with. You will go through these pages. You will find something useful, something not so useful, and you have to find out that what it is. As soon as you can find any picture, sometimes it has pictures of the train itself. So for example, it has a list of suspects. It has
They don't show everything.
this book they can see in the start, so I'm not going to show anything. So sometimes it has pictures of, so it tells you that you are okay in this room now. What do you see? So you will be picking clues or taking evidence from these rooms. These can lead you to some riddles. The riddles can lead you to other riddles, other evidences, which can lead you to, you will also have some compartments where the suspects these are the suspects train compartments. I will not be opening them. So the game is going to tell you when you can enter one of these rooms and check those rooms for evidence against those suspects. Now, the unique thing about this exit game was that unlike other exit games where you were just supposed to escape from a room, in this one, actually, the real fun was that you not only have to finish the puzzles, but you also have all of these clues, and it's up to you to deduce who was the actual killer.
And yeah, this.
Yeah, you can
What is its
explain.
name? What is its name?
So this codex, we can call it codex.
This codex, or whatever other name it has, is the key to your answer card. Once you make up a number, for example, under the triangle symbol.
Yeah. So for example, you can explain
Yeah.
this in the riddle. How you're going to actually see you are proceeding on the right path or not is that once you solve a riddle, you will get a three-digit number and a symbol related to it. So how do you do next? Show to the
So,
camera.
for example, I got 075. I'm making this up. I'm not going to give any spoilers. And the number came as 24.
Yeah, so you match the symbol, you match the numbers which you have, which you think is the answer to that riddle, and that riddle is going to tell you, okay, go to answer number 24. Then you have this second deck, which is the answer deck. So you will look at 24. It will, if it's the right answer, it's going to show you some pictures that were you in that specific room. If that was the room, then yes, that's your answer. Then you look on the instruction further on it, that what card do you open next, and that's how the story will progress. One of the other good things about this game is that it comes with clue cards.
I think almost every game has it.
Yeah.
But these are mostly used when you are in big trouble. Don't use this for cheating.
Yeah. So if you actually cannot solve any puzzle, you're not stuck. For each and every puzzle in the game, there are 1 to 2 or sometimes even 3 clues given in the clue deck. But be careful when using these, because once again, it will ruin your fun. And at the end of the game, you are going to actually have some scoring given in the manual, which is going to deduct scores if you use the clue cards. Because in the end, you're going to play this cooperatively. You're just checking your score against a benchmark that is given in the manual. So how much time you took, how many players were playing, how many clue cards you used. So those factors, and was your deduction of the correct killer was correct or not. Based on that, you are going to get the scores in the game.
Did you talk about these?
Yeah, we already talked. There are some other components as well. Again, until the game actually tells you to take it out of the box, you're going to leave these things inside the box, and the story progresses automatically and will tell you how to use. So Ishal, what do you think about this game?
I love
And
it.
You love it?
1,000 out of 10.
1000 out of 10. Yes. So we have till now played 2 exit games, and
Give me
even
all
though-
of these.
and even though the first exit game was one of the highly rated ones on BGG, this one I found interesting because of that whole deduction concept. And when I played it, it actually is a much better game. This is one of the newer ones,
love it.
and I don't think many people have played this exit game. But this is a far superior exit game than anyone else. Now, if any of you have played games like Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, that game gives you a plethora of information, maps, things, clues, newspaper clippings, and you will have to find what's relevant, what's required, what's not. That's what's not going to happen here. This game gives you very clean focus that, okay, here are 1 puzzle or 2 puzzles to solve at a time. Once you solve it, then it tells you, okay, go to the next room. So it doesn't give you a lot of information in the start that you will be lost in the puzzles. You can focus on a riddle, solve it, and then move on, which actually helps with the families as well. So overall, Very highly recommended game. 10 out of 10 from me as well. Best puzzle game I've
It's
played today.
7,000.
Alright, so that's our review. Highly
There are
recommend.
also many more games you can buy. For example, The Forgotten Island. I'm not gonna read them all. Just buy me everyone.
Yeah, so there are many more Exit series games. On the box, actually, there is always a difficulty level given. So based on your family, how much you want involved, you can buy an easier one, intermediate one, or a highly experienced one. There are many Exit games available. But this Dead Man on the Orient Express, 2 thumbs up from me. Highly recommended. Happy gaming.
Happy gaming. 1,000 thumbs for me.